Ya Allah, it is only you that we worship and it's your guidance that we seek. Ya Allah, keep us in the straight path. Ya Allah, shower us with the choice of blessings. Ya Allah, shower us with your mercy. Ya Allah, guide us. Greetings, salam, salutations on our beloved Nabi Muhammadur Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. 3 minutes past 8 on this Saturday morning, the 26th of October 2024, the 22nd of Rabi'a Thani 1446. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Rise and Shine Morning Vibes on Radio Al Ansar with myself, Faizal MJ Suleman. Your morning's just going to get a whole lot brighter. Alhamdulillah, this morning we have lots of news, inspirational messages, interviews, etc. And I'm glad to be in your company this morning. Hajra Kota, thank you for producing this show for me. And of course, Asfat Fili, thank you for engineering. And Wasima Bucks for the logistics. So that's your Rise and Shine team this morning, all eager to get into your presence. Can I say we are in your presence already, but all eager to make this an eventful morning, inshallah ta'ala. Yes, undoubtedly a very beautiful day. It's a bit on the overcast side here in Durban, but of course we always thankful to the Almighty for the favors that He bestows upon us. Let's start this morning's show with an inspirational clip from Brother Noman Ali Khan, and he'll be giving us some powerful advice for the Muslim youth.
Young people, listen to what I'm saying, please, carefully. Please think about this. What is your life going to mean? If your life is just one video game to the next, if your life is just one episode to the next of a show, what are you pursuing? Who cares if you got trophies on that video game or you got 100% synchronization in Assassin's Creed? Who cares? Who cares? What is that an account? What did that change for the world? You know, who cares how many push-ups you can do? Who cares? You have to think more than that. You have to think higher than that. And when you start doing that, I will tell you one thing Allah will give you. Allah will give you happiness. When you really have pursuit, then your life means something. And when your life means something, it makes you happy. When you don't have pursuit, then you never find meaning in your life. And that's why you're never happy. Doesn't matter how much music you listen to, or how much hanging out you do, or how much partying you do, you're just never happy. You're never satisfied. You're always bored. You're always just, not happy with yourself, etc. It is this pursuit that you have to internalize. You young people have to be people of incredible, incredible, incredible pursuit. Allah says, وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. I love this ayah. And I'm ending with this ayah. And that his effort, his pursuit will soon be seen. His effort will soon be what? Seen. Let me tell you something. When you show somebody your resume, I graduated from this school. I've worked here and here and here. I did this and this and this project. What do you put on your resume? The results or the pursuit? You don't put the pursuit, you put the results. The result was you graduated. You don't put, I worked really hard for the final semester and I was like dying to do this exam. And you don't put that on your resume. You just put, I graduated. Yes or no? I did this project, and this project. You don't put on your resume how much effort you made to finish that project, isn't it? And by the way, sometimes you put a lot of effort in and you don't pass. Does that happen? You put an incredible amount of effort into a project and it fails. Or you don't get the grade that you deserved or you wanted. You just didn't see the results. Human beings, we judge each other based on what? Results. I don't care how much effort you made, you didn't get the results. You're fired. I don't care how much effort you made, you didn't pass the test, you're not graduating. You understand? But Allah on Judgment Day is not looking at your report card based on results. Allah is looking at your report card based on what? Effort. Allah says, and his effort, his pursuit is that which will be shown, or which will be seen. That is remarkable because no other human being on the face of this earth can see my effort. I cannot see your effort and you cannot see mine. Only Allah sees effort. All we see is impact. All we see are results. We are people of results. Allah is a judge of effort. Subhanallah. What an incredible master. Nobody will appreciate your efforts except Allah. So never underestimate your efforts because other people underestimate them. People didn't appreciate the kind of work you put in and you figure, well, I guess it wasn't worth it. It was to Allah. It was to Allah. It was worth it to Allah. So that part of my talk was specifically for the sisters, because they do a lot of effort and they feel like it's not going somewhere, anywhere. Not the guys, because guys don't do any effort. And they feel like, I did a lot, I tried so hard. You guys just have to stop lying to yourself. You have to telling yourself you're doing enough. You have to stop being lazy. Shaitan is destroying you guys. He's destroying you. You're so lazy. Stop being lazy. Stop rationalizing to yourself. Get up and do work. Do more.
Taiba bulano, Taiba bulano, Taiba bulano, Taiba bulano. Ya Nabi, Ya Nabi, Ya Nabi. Mere Madine wale Aaqa Ya Nabi. Baar baar Madine mein जाए मेरा जान बार बार मदीने में हो जाए मेरा जाना फिर और ना कुछ मांगे सरकार का दीवाना.
You're listening to Rise and Shine on Radio Lansar with myself, Faizal MJ Suleman. 06090411056. And that's a WhatsApp number. And let those inspirational WhatsApps roll. Okay, our first message comes from Sister Ruqayya. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brother Faizal and the Rise and Shine team. To value someone is not by seeing each other every day. What counts is that somehow in our busy lives we think and pray for each other. My dua for you is not in the words spoken to you in your presence, but special dua spoken to my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you in your absence. Ameen. Focus on Allah Ta'ala's abilities and not your ability. If ever we are reason for someone else's pain, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to heal them and forgive us. We must remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Be grateful to Him in the most excellent manner. Ameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala आप और आपकी family को हमेशा खुश और सलामत रखे inshallah. Ameen. May my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you, my brother Faizal, your family and the entire ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen. Summa Ameen. This comes from Sister Ruqayya. Jazakallah khair for all of the duas, a most appreciated Sister Ruqayya. The next message comes from Brother Yusuf Patel. Time and tide wait for no man or woman. It is a mistake to think time is going. Time is not going. Time is here until the world ends. It's you that is going. You don't waste time. Time is infinite. You waste yourself. You are finite. It is you that grows old and dies. Time doesn't. So make better use of yourself before you expire. And one of the worst things to do with time is comparing yourself to others. A cow eats grass and gets fat, but if a dog eats grass, it will die. Never compare yourself with others. Run your race. What works for one person may not work for you. Focus on the gifts and talents that God gave you and don't be envious of the blessings He gave another. You have a unique potential. Build on it. If a roast smells better than tomatoes, it does not mean the roast can make a better stew. Don't try to compare yourself to others. You also have your own strength. Look for it and build on it. All animals that exist were in Noah's ark. A snail is one of those animals. If God could wait long enough for snails to enter Noah's ark, His door of grace won't close till you reach your expected position in life. Keep on pushing. You never can tell how close you are to your goal. It's easy to be the average and ordinary. It takes you to make you extraordinary. Excellent. Thank you for that, Brother Yusuf Patel. And Sister Leila Mehta's message says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the blessed Ummah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Peace, blessings and salutations be upon Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah, another blessed sunrise glorifies from sujood. Let us all learn from the experts of patience and humility. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you and your loved ones barakah, ease and protection. Ameen. Have a blessed and safe weekend. Salams and dua, Sister Leila Mehta and family. Inspiring reflections. Allah Ta'ala loves those who never give up. He loves those who stay loyal to Him in every state. They do not lose faith when the test gets hard. They are patient and humbly submit to Him during all hours of the night and day. They are the patient ones. And that's her thoughts for the day. Hadith says, Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah. Appointment of pious governors, advisors, and judges. Aisha, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with her, reported, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desires good for a ruler, He appoints for him a sincere advisor who will remind him if he forgets and helps him if he remembers. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wishes him the contrary, He appoints for him a bad advisor who will not remind him if he forgets, nor will he help him if he remembers. Jazakallah khair for those beautiful messages. 0609041056. But let's visit the marketplace.
फिर और ना कुछ मांगे सरकार का
24/7, 365. Something's happening this October. Urban Woman with me, Razia Rangwich, is turning 4 and we're celebrating in style. Ladies, it's time to dress up, show up, and join us for a live show, a delicious lunch, and of course, cake. Stand a chance to win an air fryer and enjoy plenty of exciting prizes and surprises. Block your calendar Thursday, 31st October, 10 a.m. to 12 at the Al Ansar Conference Center. Tickets are 100 Rand available from the Al Ansar shop. Hurry, only 50 seats available. Book your spot and soak up some positive vibes.
Calling all food lovers to Saxony Westwood Mall. Come experience a delicious halal food sensation at Ocean Basket and Saxony Coffee Westwood. Indulge in the freshest seafood, sushi and salads with tasty illy coffee, decadent cakes, treats and hot curries, toasties and snacks at Saxony Coffee. From cappuccinos to calamari, we have it all, including set menu packages for your year-end office function or family get-together. Saxony Westwood Mall for the best culinary experience.
Are you or a loved one battling the disease of addiction? Is your family, life, relationships, work suffering due to alcoholism and substance abuse? Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center are addiction specialists offering specialized psychotherapy and naltrexone therapy to help overcome addiction. Zensai offers hotel-style facilities to allow your loved ones to regain their dignity and overcome alcoholism and drug abuse in the most comfortable setting possible. Fight addiction. Call Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center, the addiction recovery specialist, on 031 563 0751.
Radio Al Ansar.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور أحب الوفاء.
You're listening to Rise and Shine on Radio Al Ansar with myself, Faizal MJ Suleman. Now, breast cancer is the most common cancer in women globally, with the risk of developing invasive breast cancer in their lifetime ranging from 1 in 8 to 1 in 26, depending on a woman's genetic predisposition. However, greater understanding and effective support by employers can assist women in regaining momentum after a life-threatening diagnosis, remain productive at work, and aid their recovery. To discuss this phenomenon, we have online with us Ms. Mia Bernard, an MBA graduate in healthcare leadership at the Stellenbosch Business School. Ms. Bernard, good morning to you. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining me on the program this morning.
Thank you, Faizal, for having me.
An absolute
And it's a topic that is critical for the well-being of our community.
Absolutely. It's an absolute pleasure hosting you this morning. Now, Mia, can you explain the significance of workplace support for women diagnosed with breast cancer, especially considering its prevalence?
Yes, millions of women are affected worldwide by breast cancer, many of which form part of our workforce. In South Africa, breast cancer accounts for 10% of the total cancer burden and nearly 25% of all our newly diagnosed cancers in women. And the incidence is rising amongst working age women. Therefore, breast cancer is relevant and significant threat to our workforce, and employers need to understand their role and prepare themselves for it. Workplace support is crucial because every part of a person's life is affected by breast cancer. The treatment schedule, the medical appointments, the physical side effects, it disrupt both their personal and their work lives, with consequences to their productivity, their job performance, their career advancement, and most of all, their job security. And patients turn to their employers to sustain their careers and provide them with sufficient time to receive treatment and heal. And they don't want to lose their jobs and their health both at the same time. They deserve a supportive environment where they can feel they can talk freely about their health concerns, feel in control of their future, and maintain a fighting spirit despite this devastating setback.
No.
And we as employers can make them feel valued rather than helpless and isolated. And we contribute positively to their recovery, their mental well-being, and their ability to manage their treatment while maintaining financial stability.
Now, can you discuss the psychological and emotional challenges faced by a woman navigating the workplace post-diagnosis?
Yes, the literature consistently emphasizes the severe distress many women experience, including anxiety, depression, and fear of recurrence. The patient has to suddenly confront the possibility of losses and mortality while managing their loved ones and dealing with their job security concerns. They feel anxious about balancing work and the treatment as well as their job performance, especially those in physically or cognitively demanding positions. And many experience isolation from co-workers who just lack the empathy and understanding for a person fighting breast cancer. Then, breasts as a female bodily feature are associated with a woman's attractiveness and sexuality and symbolize maternity and nurturing. And therefore, breast cancer deeply influences a woman's confidence, self-worth, and body image. These women are vulnerable and in need of strong support networks, both clinically and socially, to help them cope. And a supportive workplace where the policies are in place and where there's, for example, employee assistance programs, where they have access to counseling services, could help them feel valued and confident as they navigate this complex situation.
What legal protections do employees with breast cancer have under South African employment law?
South Africa law provides strong protections for employees with breast cancer. Employers must make sure that they comply with this legal requirements and the labour laws. This means that they must accommodate disabilities, prevent discrimination, and protect employees' privacy. The first one, the Employment Equity Act, protects employees against unfair discrimination in the workplace based on their health status or disability. Breast cancer may be recognized as a disability under this law, and employers may not discriminate against them with employees with breast cancer, whether in hiring, promotion, or in continued employment. Then there's the South African Code of Good Practice on Disability in the Workplace that defines that employers must make reasonable accommodations for employers with disabilities such as breast cancer. Employers must provide flexible work arrangements such as flexible hours, working part-time, job sharing, reducing the workload, or just provide additional rest breaks. And they must make adjustments to the physical job demands, the ergonomics of the workspace, and also adjust the performance measure of this individual.
Mm-hmm. No.
The Basic Conditions of Employment Act regulates sick leave, but a person undergoing breast cancer treatment may need more time off. And in this case, companies must proactively structure their policies to provide for extended treatment or recovery times. They need to specify exactly who and when they qualify for temporary incapacity leave or for unpaid leave.
Mhm.
Then maybe it's also important to mention the Labour Relations Act that ensures employees cannot be unfairly dismissed due to their breast cancer status. Employers must make the necessary and reasonable accommodations, like providing alternative roles if they cannot fulfill, like for instance, a physical demanding position.
No.
All of these are important, and I think if an employee with breast cancer feels that they've been unfairly dismissed or discriminated against, they can always go to the CCMA for any dispute resolution.
Now, all of these conditions, sound on the face of it pretty onerous. And are employers actually complying with these? I mean, from your experience.
I think there's a misperception amongst employers as to the ability of a person to work during and after going cancer treatment. And that unfortunately leads to unfair labour practices like dismissals, being assigned lower category functions, with some employers refusing to make the reasonable accommodations. I think the literature, it says that a person loses approximately 50% of their ability to work during cancer treatment, depending on what is the treatment plan, but it doesn't take away their ability to work. More than 60% to continue to work even 8 years post-diagnosis. So what these women need is strong support systems, both clinically and socially, to help them return to work. And that is where the employer come in and must play their part.
Now, how can employers create a culture of open communication that encourages affected employees to disclose their conditions and seek accommodations?
There are practical steps employers can take to create a supportive culture. I think it's very important that employers know it's just not an act of compassion. It is a smart business strategy. Because if employers see that managers are serious about creating a workspace where they not only focus on productivity, but also treat their employees with respect, especially when they're in a vulnerable situation, it will boost morale, productivity, and loyalty, and it will benefit both the employer and the employee. And first of all, to build open communication starts with culture and with leadership. Leaders should model support, understanding, and an open door policy, and that should inspire other employees to act also with understanding. Here, initiatives such as peer support groups, mentoring programs, and buddy systems can help provide ongoing support. And then it's important to promote awareness of breast cancer amongst your employees, to break the stigma and the silence around breast cancer, because this will ensure that employees share more openly their health conditions. This can be done with seminars or guest speakers, and we can show our solidarity by participating in Breast Cancer Awareness Month activities. And maybe also share success stories of other employees who have been helped. And then, obviously, you need to respect privacy and not disclose health status only to those that's involved in providing accommodations and with the consent of the employer.
Can you explain the concept of a vocational rehabilitational approach and how it can assist in the return to work process for cancer survivors?
Returning to work after cancer treatment is a significant milestone for a patient. But it can seem daunting, and the vocational rehabilitation process is a structured and supportive method to help employees return to work. And occupational therapists play a vital role in helping these patients navigate this transition. They assess an individual's ability and readiness to work, and they will recommend interventions to prepare them for the demands of the targeted role. This could be exercises or stress management strategies, and they will also look at workplace modifications and job accommodations that necessary for this patient to return to work and integrate them fully into that position.
Now, Mr. Mayor Bernard, I want to thank you for joining me on the program this morning, but I'm sure that you have a message for our listeners.
Yes, I think in closure, I would like to call upon all our business leaders to show true leadership and humanity, and to set a powerful example of what it means to support and uplift your most vulnerable employees. Continue to create awareness of breast cancer under your employees. Train and educate your line managers to deal with these individuals effectively. And yes, let's just create a work environment that is not only productive, but also compassionate and inclusive, especially those that are navigating this crisis in their lives.
Ms. Bernard, thank you very much for joining me on the program this morning. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
We spoke to Mayor Bernard, MBA graduate in healthcare leadership at Stellenbosch Business School. She spoke to us about workplace support is critical after breast cancer diagnosis.
أستغفر الله رب البرايا أستغفر الله من الخطايا ربي زدني علما نافعا ووفقني عملا صالحا ربي زدني علما نافعا ووفقني عملا صالحا Allah Tuhanku, ampuni hamba dari segala salah dan lupa. Akulah hamba yang lemah iman, harap ampunan Engkau curahkan. Akulah hamba yang lemah iman, harap ampunan Engkau curahkan. أستغفر الله رب البرايا أستغفر الله من الخطايا ربي زدني علما نافعا ووفقني عملا صالحا ربي زدني علما نافعا
Radio Al-Ansar.
Come get our butcher's best for less at Checkers Foods Kawi Park. Enjoy certified halal butchery products like chicken breast fillets, just $59.99 per kg. Tenderized beef steak, just $89.99 per kg. Bulk lean beef mint, just $89.99 per kilo. Texan steak, $89.99 per kg. And leg of lamb, just $149.99 per kilo. Deals valid until Sunday, October 27th, only at Checkers Foods Kawi Park. Now certified by the NIHT, the National Independent Halal Trust, across our butchery, bakery, and deli.
Are you tired of boring chows that make you yawn louder than your mother-in-law's words? Then perk up those taste buds and head on down to J-Mo's Pizza and Grill. From breakfast to bedtime bites, we've got it all. Chicken tikka, shish kebabs to cheddar steak sandwiches. Swing by and pull into Saxony Westwood Mall's food court. Open daily. Catch us Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And on Fridays and Saturdays, we're serving up sizzle till 9 p.m. We deliver. Call us on 082-678-5062. J-Mo's, where every meal's a flavor fiesta. Hee
Join us for an inspirational, educational, and motivational tour with Sheikh Bilal Asad in Durban for the very first time on the 27th of October from 1:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the White Box, 369 Peter Macabre Ridge, Berea. The theme is Home Sweet Home, focusing on achieving success in family and relationships. Gain valuable insights and practical strategies to strengthen your bonds and create a harmonious home. Don't miss this transformative experience.
Join me, Zora Khan, and other leading ladies at an exciting ladies-only Mahfil-e-Naat program on the 10th of November at the Al-Ansar Hall, 189 West Road, Overport. Time 2 to 5 p.m. Don't miss out on this opportunity and book your tickets at 150 Rand at the Al-Ansar Bookshop or contact Zoha on 0633 079 237. See you there.
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al-Ansar.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور أحب الوفي الأمين.
In Lebanon, hospitals have been overwhelmed with casualties because of Israel's war on Lebanon. But the war has also impacted people with chronic illnesses as it's become much harder to reach hospitals and get access to medicines. Let's listen to this clip.
The children at this table may look like ordinary 6-year-olds, and in many ways they are. But they're also facing war on two fronts. There's the fighting between Israel and Hezbollah, and then there's their own fight with cancer. And unfortunately, one has affected the other.
We were leaving our home and there were a lot of sounds. There was an airstrike and we got in a car accident.
Ali was injured whilst fleeing his home, and like 40% of the patients at Children's Cancer Center of Lebanon, is now displaced. Displacement isn't easy under any circumstances, but it's even more difficult to navigate with a chronic medical condition, in part because crowded emergency shelters are no place for the immunocompromised, and also because it can be dangerous when treatment is interrupted.
The primary care gets neglected and the chronic disease care gets neglected in times of war. Not only because you have to provide care to injured people or displaced people and things like that, but because the resources become limited, communication becomes disrupted, and the ability of people to get to the care centers is impacted. The availability of certain medications could also be impacted.
That's where the center steps in. It's provided free medication and treatment to over 5,000 children since 2002. It also provides a space for kids to learn, play, and express themselves.
One of the therapies that is done here at the Children's Cancer Center is expressive art. So you can see this photo that a child has drawn of a family leaving their house, something that so many Lebanese families have had to do in recent weeks. And there's even this picture of the Lebanese flag drawn inside of a butterfly. It's quite amazing. I mean, children don't necessarily have a full grasp of what is happening, but certainly their country is still on their minds.
Despite years of hardship in Lebanon, the center has every intention of ensuring its continued success and the safety of its patients.
From the day one of the crisis of the war, we've created a crisis cell, and our team is calling our patients on a daily basis to make sure that they're safe, that they're being able to reach their treatment facilities, to be able to take their treatment, because cancer doesn't wait.
Cancer doesn't wait, and neither does war. Less than 5 kilometers from the center, a strike near a hospital killed over a dozen people on Monday night. A stark reminder that medical facilities aren't just affected by this conflict. Sometimes they're in the middle of it. Priyanka Navani, TRT World, Beirut.
You're listening to Rise and Shine on Radio Al-Ansar. Our WhatsApp number 060-904-1056. Message that comes from comes from a sister Zinat, and she says a dua for old age. May Allah SWT keep us of sound mind and body and excellent character in our old age. May we be saved from the disease, evils and abnormalities of old age. May Allah SWT keep us reliant on Him alone and let us not be humiliated in any way or dependent on anyone. May we be treated with dignity, love, and respect, and may we be dignified, loving, and respectful to all our family and those around us. Let us not be difficult and crotchety as we get older. Let us be mindful of the feelings of others and let them be mindful of our feelings. Let us be welcoming to our children's homes, always surrounded by our loved ones, children, and grandchildren. Let us be comfortable and happy wherever we are, and let us leave this world with dignity and honor when Allah SWT is pleased with us. May our covers be gardens of Jannah, and may we be safe from its torments. May we be reunited with all our loved ones in Jannatul Firdaus without any reckoning, with His grace and mercy alone. Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. Jazakallah khair for that beautiful message, Sister Zinat.
खुल्द में बस वो ही जा सकता है खुल्द में बस वो ही
Message comes from Brother Yusuf Patel. Assalamu alaikum to the Ummah of Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. On Monday, 28th October, South Africa will make its case against Israel's genocide of the Palestinians at The Hague. Let us all increase in dua and each read a minimum of one Surah Yasin with the niyyah that Allah SWT take His revenge on the Zalimeen and on all those who are actively facilitating this genocide. We have the greatest power with us. We need to believe the Quran and recite from it and seek with yaqeen. Please share in all your groups and post. Allah is the Almighty, the All-Powerful. We fear none but Him. Break the shackles of domination, subjugation, and intimidation.
से घर में रौनक होती या मुहम्मद मुहम्मद मैं कहता रहा नूर के मोतियों की लड़ी बन गई आयतों से मिला आयतों से मिला जो देखा तो नबी बन गई
The need for education in this day and age has escalated astronomically as compared to in years gone by. And while parents' expectations are higher in the past, hope in the child's future is the overriding factor for most parents wanting their children to get through the final examinations successfully. We have online with us Dr. Sanela Gumede, lecturer at the University of Johannesburg, strategic youth life and career coach, best-selling author of 4 books, educational motivational speaker, and employability practitioner. Dr. Gumede, good morning to you, and thank you for joining me on the program this morning.
Thank you so much, my brother, and good morning to your listeners. It's Gamede.
Gamede. Thank you, sir. Sorry for the error. Now, Dr. Gamede, let's start the conversation by discussing what MATRIC exam anxiety is and why it affects so many students during this critical time.
During the time of any exam, if I may put it in that way, you do feel anxious, you do feel worried, you do feel like you are not going to make it, which is more of a normal feeling that everyone feels whenever they are faced with a task. So it's the same thing when it comes to the exam. There is always that worry that is there. There is always that fear that is there. There is always that self-doubt that is there whenever you are about to write an exam. And I think I speak in a better position because I wrote 2 MATRIC exams. So the feeling is always there. You always worried. You always afraid. You always doubting whether probably you are going to make it, or the exam will be what you have expected it to be. So that's basically what the exam anxiety is when it comes to the matriculants.
Mhm. No, in fact, you say you remembered your exams. I remembered mine as well. And the anxiety and the tension. No matter how well prepared you are still tense because, as you say, am I going to answer correctly? It is my one chance. This is the gateway to my career. So yes, of course, that tension and anxiety does increase. Now, Dr. Gamede, how do societal pressures and expectations from parents or teachers impact students' mental well-being during exams?
There is this idea of, making us proud that is flying out there, which has given so many young people pressure. I mean, I normally speak to them and I say, just make yourself proud. Because I mean, if you make yourself proud, we will definitely be proud. But there is that notion out there from the society that make us proud, make your parents proud, make your sisters proud. You are the only one probably who have reached MATRIC, so you have to make it. Or everyone here at home has a degree, so you also need to pass your MATRIC and maybe go to tertiary. So that societal pressure has caused so much panic in many young people because they go to the exam not to enjoy writing the exam, not to write so that they can achieve their goals, but they go there so that they achieve 1,000 people's goals. You are not going there because you want to be a pharmacist, so you want to work hard so that maybe you can be accepted at UJ or UKZN or any other institution that offers pharmacy. But you are going there on your shoulders. There are so many people that you are carrying, or there are so many voices that are saying, hey, we are actually expecting a pass. So that's how many young people go through a lot of pressure during the time, and it's not healthy for them.
No, absolutely not. Now, Dr. Gamede, how important is it for students to develop a study schedule, and what tips can you share for creating an effective one?
It is very important that you sit down with your exam timetable. It's a pity that we are speaking about this. Some have already started writing, but it's very important that you sit down with your timetable and look at when are you writing what, and you start pacing yourself correctly to say, okay, if I have, for example, what I normally would advise before any exam, I will say, okay, look at your timetable. Here is your study period where you are not in class anymore. It's time for you to start preparing for the exam. So you have got 10 papers that you are writing. You have got 10 days of study period. So what you will then do is that you will start with the paper that is at the end of the exam on day 1 up until day 10, which is a day before you write your first exam. But the nice thing about the MATRIC exam is sometimes it is paced or it is written in different days. Sometimes a learner will stay for like 4 days without writing an exam before they write their English or life science paper and stuff like that. So it is very important that you look at that timetable and look at when are you writing what, how much time do you have before what, so that you don't have a situation where if you are writing 2 papers in consecutively, you end up passing the one that you wrote on Thursday, but the one that you are writing on Friday, you fail it because you focused your time on the one that you are writing on Thursday. So what I will advise is that you divide the number of days, the number of time, sometimes equally, but there are subjects, learners will agree with me that there are subjects where you find yourself, at ease with them, so you don't have to put so much time on them because probably you are good at maths. So you are not going to then focus too much time if you have given maybe 40% of your time, because this is something that you can write it even in the middle of the night, and then start putting time on the subjects that you know exactly that you probably need someone else to help you. You probably need to have a study group for you to understand. So that's how you schedule your time, your timetable around the exam.
Now, how can overcoming exam anxiety during MATRIC help students in their future academic and professional endeavors?
You are going to always write an exam in life. Sometimes it's not in a form of a sit down, like you are currently sitting down for an exam. Sometimes the exam will be driving. That's an exam. You go for a test drive. It is an exam, but you are not sitting down. So managing the stress around being tested, around being an exam, managing the anxiety as early as now will help you, because from time to time, life is going to throw some tests along your way. At work, you will be given a task, which is more of a test of your capabilities, your abilities and all of that. So it is very important that every young person is able to manage the pressure that comes with exams, because you are going to be writing. I am still writing exams at my age, at my level. You'll think I am done with a PhD, so I'm not going to be writing exams. But sometimes at work you do have a new system that you need to learn, and you need to put it in action. So it's more or less a test in a way. So it is very, very important.
Dr. Sanele Gamede, I want to thank you for joining me on the program this morning and sharing those thoughts with us. Your message to our listeners, sir.
Thank you so much, my brother, to all the matriculants that are writing. I don't wish what happened to me or what I went through. I normally share this story to those that didn't make it, but because you guys are still writing, I wouldn't really want to share the fact that I did grade 10 twice, grade 11 twice, and grade 12 twice. And here I am today. I'm a lecturer at the University of Johannesburg. I have a doctorate. At a very young age, I have done quite a lot. Maybe this message should be listened quite more by those that are restarting, or that they are writing their matric or subjects for the second time. It's possible because it's doable. That's what I want to leave you with. And I want you to know that we are behind. We are there as the hashtag Matriculants Bloody campaign. We are here. Ambassadors across the country are there to support you. Let's just connect on social media and probably share maybe what you are going through at the time. It's Gamede Sanele in all social media platforms.
Dr. Sanele Gamede, thank you very much for joining me in the program, and thank you for that sterling piece of advice. At least we know that we don't give up hope. And, as you say, hard work, determination, and realization that you can do it. That's most important. And I think that's absolutely sterling piece of advice. Sir, enjoy the rest of the weekend. All the best to you.
Thank you so much, my brother, and thank you to the listener.
We spoke to Dr. Sanele Gamede, lecturer at the University of Johannesburg, strategic youth life and career coach, best-selling author of 4 books, educational and motivational speaker, and employability practitioner, and he gave advice to our matriculants.
Radio Ansar. Your style upgrade is here. J. Today Jamshed brings Spring Sale with up to 50% off on all items. From 23rd October to 3rd November 2024, shop in stores or online at va.todayjamshades.com.
As promised at last year's Durban Summer Cirque, part of our profits will go to making a real difference in our community. The Al Ansar Foundation proudly completed its first borehole for the community of Redcliffe. With water shortages affecting many, our mission is clear. Let's bring clean water to more areas in need. Join us in making an impact. Call outreach on 031 208 1601 or visit alansar.org.za to help build more boreholes and transform lives.
They convinced the world to believe that terrorists look like beards and thobes. Now, as the facade cracks, one martyr after another, the world sees through the broken windows and now knows the true face of terrorism. It wears suits and ties and smiles behind lies.
اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الحاقدين اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين اللهم وطهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا قوي يا متين اللهم منزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب سريع الحساب اهزم اليهود وزلزلهم يا قوي يا
We'd love to meet you. Pay us a visit. Radio Al-Ansar.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور.
Rise and shine on Radio Al-Ansar with myself, Faizal MJ Suleman. And the message comes from Brother MH Osman. Assalamu alaikum, Faizal Bhai. I don't call it a war, but a genocide. Israel and its allies are terrorists, and this comes from MH. 060-904-1056. We look forward to your inspirational messages. Durban's Moses Mabhida Stadium has set to become a thrilling adventure tourism hub. After securing its win as Africa's leading meetings and conference destination, Durban announced that it has set its sights on revitalizing its adventure tourism attractions within the city. The eThekwini municipality unveiled plans to turn Moses Mabhida Stadium into an adventure destination with the addition of leisure activities following upgrades and refurbishment currently taking place at the stadium. Mayor Cyril Kaba and his team, together with the company responsible for the upgrades of the stadium, WBHO, hosted a site inspection and provided an update on the developments in construction taking place at the stadium. The municipality's council has approved 236 million rands to go towards the refurbishment of the 15-year-old stadium. The municipality's council has approved following the upgrades, the stadium will feature the following: a new viewing platform where guests can enjoy panoramic views of Durban from the roof of the stadium. This viewing platform will have a 60% increase in floor area to allow for more guests. It will also feature a cantilevered glass floor for an airwalk experience, a new sky car with increased travel time and also accessible to people with disabilities, a new big swing with improved access to the launch platform, a new zip line which ends at People's Park, a compression ring walk which provides panoramic views with sea-facing bungee jumping option. According to the engineering team at the helm of the project, the upgrade should be completed by next summer. Well, that's Moses Mabhida Stadium, the improvements that are planned for it. Let's listen to this nasheed. We'll continue after this, inshallah.
مقامهم فوق رأس الجبال وفوق الروابي وعند القمر ويا من تحب غياب الوفاء رأيتك تهوى غياب البصر وكم قائل قد أضاعت حياتي وفيا لأجلها لا البشر أقول له أفلح الأوفياء وحسب الوفاء يطيل العمر هنيئا لمن أخلص الحب عمرا وسحقا لذاك الذي قد غادر هنيئا لمن أخلص الحب عمرا
message that comes through says, when you do something beautiful and nobody noticed, do not be sad. For every morning, the sun is a beautiful spectacle, and yet most of the audience still sleeps. Know that life brings tears, smiles, and memories. The tears dry, the smiles fade, but the memories last forever. Make them last beyond your good self, an eternal legacy, to smile without condition, to talk without intention, to give without reason, and to care without expectations are the beauty of any true relationship. Salams and duas, and of course, this comes from Brother Yusuf Patel. The next message, which comes from a brother Muhammad, says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good morning. The truth will bloom no matter how many layers of concrete have been placed over it. That's universal law. Wishing you a day filled with beauty. Another message from the same brother Muhammad says, when you recite the Quran, you're not just reading words, you're experiencing the warmth of Allah's love. Brother Muhammad, Jazakallah khair for that. And a message from my sister Bilki says, yesterday is gone and tomorrow has not yet come. We must live each day as if it were our last, so that when we leave this world, we are ready and prepared to die with a clean heart. Keep your house clean like you're expecting a visitor. Keep your heart clean like you're expecting death. A message comes from a sister, Shanaz Sheikh. Open that for me, brother Asfat. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum, mashallah. Salams and duas goes to my family. Love them all. Gee, life is too short. Jazakallah khair for that message. And of course, the next message comes from, just says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair for all the messages that have been coming in. And of course, another message that comes through, that a good person will always be in memory, a better person will always be in a dream, but the best person will always be in the heart. Those we appreciate, we value, and those we value, we love, and those we love, we remember, and those we remember, we pray for. Jazakallah khair. Okay, the message comes from a sister, Shanaz Hussein, and she wants a copy of the clip. We will forward it to you, sister. No issues at all. Time for me to round up. Asfat, Jazakallah khair for engineering for me. Asfat Fili, I like the way you smile. Yeah, Asfat Fili, thank you for engineering for me and for the job well done. Wasima Bucks, thank you for the logistics. And Hajra Kota, thank you for having produced this program. Yes, it is the team that makes Rise and Shine. And of course, thank you to the listener for having tuned in. After the news, we're going to be joining Sister Kelly, and she's going to be talking to us on a career compass. So let's enjoy the program with Kelly, enjoy the news, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. From myself, Faizal MJ Suleman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
قد فات يا سعي آوانا إنقاذيا قد غلني ذنبي يا سعد كن راجيا ربا لنا داعيا نادي بكيا هل توبة لمثلي نعم وأقبل ساعيا دعني فما تدري بيا فلم يحن أوانيا ألم تر سعد ما قد حل فيك من الرزايا وضاع العمر في ظلم الكبائر والخطايا بلى يا ليتني لبيت صرخات الهدايا فيا ندمي على
Radio Al Ansar 24/7 365.
An informative Islamic global perspective. This is Al Ansar News.
Making news this are the 26th of October. The news from Durban 90.4 FM, Pietermaritzburg 105.6 FM. Izomir Dam is to receive upgrade to boost supply. America Monina. Water and Sanitation Minister Pemi Majodina opens the newly upgraded Izomir Dam on the KwaZulu-Natal North Coast. The dam wall was raised by 7 meters to increase its capacity and water supply to areas such as Balito, Verulam, Ilembe, and Kwaduguza. This comes as some municipalities in the province are experiencing water shortages. Minister Majodina has this to say.
I don't get anything less than 30 complaints from communities around eThekwini. Communities must then deal with people that are vandalizing our infrastructure, people that are stealing our cables and destroying our water pipes. We must also regulate the water tankering because it is also causing pain to communities. Communities don't get water. Once we pump water, cleaned water, then municipalities must pay. Now municipalities are unable to pay because they are not collecting revenue. So they must also make sure that the revenue. We give municipalities 2 types of grant, the WISIC and the RIPIC grant. We have now resolved as a department that if we have given you money for 6 months, we are not acting. We have to take that money, take it somewhere for other municipalities. But who then suffers? It is our communities. Capacity building in municipalities is very important. So we are encouraging municipalities to also enter into public-private partnerships so that they can work together with people who have capacity.
The ANC is proposing that leaders of parties should serve on the Clearinghouse Committee. It was set up to resolve disputes between parties in the 10th Party Government of National Unity. Deputy President Paul Mashatile chaired the second meeting yesterday. It discussed the mechanisms, terms of reference, and aspects of the Bella Act. ANC Secretary General Figile Mbalula has this to say. On the
DA has got a clear policy as a party. And for them to implement their policies, they must win outright majority in this country and govern on their own. The ANC is the largest party and we are leading in relation to the GNU. And throwing tantrums and raising issues, well, of course, is to be expected. And we are not faced by that. The ANC policy and the foreign policy of this country is not changed. And if they can manage to change that within the framework of the GNU, let them try. But I don't think they will win the light of day. So those utterances he made, we reject them. And as the African National Congress, the president leads government and he represents this population and guided by the foreign policy. And they participate within BRICS. So there is nothing untoward about what the president said in terms of Russia being the ally of South Africa. And that's it. That's where it starts and ends. With regard to the clearinghouse, it is going well. Deputy President will brief us. It is not clear on our part whether we need to create an independent structure from what the Deputy President has been assigned to do. We don't believe so. We think that key leaders of political parties must serve in the clearinghouse, whether they are in government or not, so that we can put issues on the table. And then that's what we need as the ANC. We have actually proposed that the Deputy President must propose to all political parties as and when they meet. So in the next coming weeks, I think this will take shape and there will be clear direction as to who sits in that clearinghouse and so on. And that is what is important for us.
Your international story, the Israeli army has carried out strikes on military targets in Iran in response to what it said were months of attacks by Iran and its proxies in the region. Iran's military confirmed that Israeli strikes targeted military bases in the province of Ilam and Kazakhstan and Tehran, and it had caused limited damage. Israel warns that if Iran carries out retaliatory strikes, the Israeli military will be obligated to respond. Meanwhile, the United Nations fears atrocity crimes are being carried out in the northern Gaza Strip as Israel's siege and non-stop bombing of the territory enters the 4th week. Lebanon's health ministry says 41 people have been killed and 133 wounded in Israeli strikes across the country as of yesterday. Your financial indicators: rand to the dollar 17 rand 67, the euro 19 rand 7 cents, and the British pound is 22 rand 91 cents. Weather now 18 degrees, cloudy conditions. A quick reminder of our top story: Water and Sanitation Minister Pemi Majodina opens the newly upgraded Hazelmere Dam on the KwaZulu-Natal North Coast. That's the news.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
Did you see the lunch deal happening at Nando's Saxony Westwood Mall?
Gee, I did. What's a great deal? We should order.
Absolutely. I mean, Nando's are the OGs when it comes to flame grilled goodness.
Definitely the brand you can trust.
Nando's Saxony Westwood Mall is NIHG approved and brings you the freshest ingredients, memorable taste, and flavors so enticing it'll make you come back for more. We deliver. Order one of our delicious platters. So place your order now on 031 266 2493. Nando's, fired up at the Saxony Westwood Mall.
Looking for the perfect gift? Then look no further. The Al Ansar shop has a wide range of international brands of perfumes, books, games, and also the latest in kitchenware, trendy bags, and much, much more at all affordable prices. Visit us at 207 West Road, Overport, or call us on 031 208 1601. Al Ansar shop, your one-stop Islamic shop.
Join Huda SA as we raise funds to complete phase 2 of the finishes of the Ilovo Masjid construction. We humbly request your generous Sadaqah Ejariya and Lillah donations. Your contribution helps build a masjid and earn everlasting rewards. For more information, contact Huda SA on 031 271 3049 or visit www.huda-int.org. Act now and earn your share of sawab. Donate today. Huda SA, building communities, strengthening faith.
This and only this is Nightline. Nightline's the only program that allows you to listen to the opportunity to voice your opinion on any matter or any topic that concerns you. Also on Nightline, we interview the famous, the not so famous, and infamous. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Brother Muhammad Varyawa, and with me in the studio is Dr. Anwar Jiwa. Join us every Saturday night from 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. on Nightline, the program designed especially for you, the listener.
Hey, don't you hate it when your cake or icing just doesn't come out right? Oh, all the time. It's so frustrating. Well, have you tried Wooden Spoon? It's a margarine specifically made for baking, and it creates perfect icing as well, every time. Really? That sounds amazing. Yeah, not only that, it's by the South African Cake Decorators Guild. And you know what else? When I use Wooden Spoon, it makes me feel like I'm baking with the pros. This cake is amazing. What's the secret ingredient? Wooden Spoon margarine, my friend. It's the magic to perfect baking every time.
They convince the world to believe that terrorists look like beards and thobes. Now, as the facade cracks, one martyr after another, the world sees through the broken windows and now knows the true face of terrorism. It wears suits and ties and smiles behind lies.
اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الحاقدين. اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين. اللهم وطهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين. اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك.